Hello and welcome to another episode of LiveStyles. This is a real-time live talk show covering everything from fashion and beauty to what's trending on the internet. And again, you guys, this is a real-time interactive show, so we need your help from right at home because we have some fun things in store for us today. I can see all of your comments on Hello and welcome to another episode of LiveStyles. This is a real-time live talk show covering everything from fashion and beauty to lifestyle and pop culture, and of course, everything that's trending online. My name is JC, your resident social media influencer, and I'm going to be telling you about some of the discourse I'm seeing on the internet about some of today's topics. Now, again, you guys, this is a real-time interactive show, so we couldn't do it without you. So let me tell you what we've got going on here. Was it music playing? Hello and welcome to another episode of LiveStyles. You guys, this is a real live stream show, so we're gonna have some technical hiccups every now and then, but it's all in the name of our new show coming out because you guys, we have some fun topics coming at you today. Let me tell you what we've got going on. We are live streaming on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I can see all of your comments from all of those platforms, and we need you to play along at home with some of our fun games. My name is JC, your resident social media influencer, and I'm going to be telling you all about what's trending online and some of the internet discourse about some of today's topics. Speaking of which, we will have a fitness influencer, Emily Elise, joining us today to give us an ultimate gym bag checklist along with answering some of your social media fitness questions. And then, of course, we're going to be playing a fun game, you guys, where I'm going to be testing your pop culture knowledge of is it Labubu or a Love Island bombshell? But we're first going to get into the pop news segment, but actually, we're actually going to get into our poll first. So over on YouTube, I asked you guys, If you forgot your gym bag, what is the one thing you cannot exercise without? And you guys have already voted, but you said water bottle was your number one thing that you wouldn't work out without. Now we're going to restart this poll and you can participate from right at home and let me know what you cannot work out without. So here's how it works. All you have to do is comment from whatever platform you're watching on, 1, 2, 3, or 4 based on your answer. So again, here's the question. You forgot your gym bag. What's the one thing that you can't work out without that you will turn around in your car and go home and get? Is it number 1, sweat towel, number 2, deodorant, number 3, a water bottle, or number 4, headphones? Again, comment the number of your answer right here into the chat box, and we're gonna populate that poll and keep it up for most of the show until we bring on our fitness influencer who might influence your answer on this one. But we're gonna check back in with this poll in a little bit, but first, let's hop in to our pop news segment here. I'm going to be telling you all about what you missed in entertainment, in music, movies, and celebrity news from this week. So let's hop in to our first pop news segment. You guys ready for this one? Because this was big news. Diddy has been acquitted, but was justice really served? So Sean Diddy Combs has been at the center of a legal firestorm, of course, for his Diddy parties that allegedly had sex, drugs, violence, and coercion. But this week, a federal judge acquitted him of sex trafficking and racketeering, which were the 2 most prominent charges in his case. Now, he was convicted of 2 prostitution-related charges and could face up to 10 years in prison. However, the jury was deadlocked on a conspiracy charge, leaving the case unresolved. Now, Diddy was denied bail and will remain in jail until his October sentencing, but many people are thinking he got off a little easy and that his fame, wealth, and influence made him skirt some accountability here. However, other critics online say there simply wasn't enough evidence to convict him of those major charges. So I want to know from you guys, did Diddy get off too easily, or was this verdict fair? In my opinion, I am saddened by this news, but I am not surprised because honestly, we see a lot of people who do awful things, but because of their wealth, power, and influence, they seem to get away with a lot. And sadly, this case seems to be no different. But we'll have to see what kind of consequences he faced come that October sentencing. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but let's hop into our next pop news segment. This one, all right, we're gonna do this one. Can Jennifer Aniston go dark enough to play one of pop culture's most toxic moms? So Apple TV is adapting Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, and Jennifer Aniston has been cast as the abusive mother at the heart of it all. Now, the story involves the deeply toxic relationship between child star and her controlling mom, and it touches on topics of emotional abuse, disordered eating, and forced fame. McCurdy's memoir in 2022 was a cultural phenomenon where it sold 3 million copies worldwide and was on the New York Times bestseller list for more than, for more than 80 weeks. This series now will span 10 episodes on Apple TV, with McCurdy set to co-write the series and Jennifer Aniston as the executive producer. But many are wondering if she has the range to really delve into such a dark and unsettling role. So I want to know from you guys, does Jennifer Aniston have what it takes to play a manipulative monster, or is this role going to be too far outside of her comfort zone? Let me know what you guys think if you read this memoir and if you'll be watching the series on Apple TV. Personally, I thought the memoir was incredible. I think it is some very heavy content, and as long as McCurdy is involved in the project, I think it won't be exploitative and she will do it due justice. And I think that I think we'll be surprised by her. I think she has what it takes to play this role, but we'll see when the series comes out. All right, let's move on into our next pop news segment. Is it time to let the Jurassic franchise go extinct once and for all? Jurassic World Rebirth opened at #1 in the box office this week and marks the 7th movie in the film franchise. Now, the film stars Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, who play a new generation round of scientists that are resurrecting dinosaurs once again. Now, fans are loving the new movie in the sense of the polished visuals and the callbacks from the original film, because there are 6 callbacks to the original film. However, other fans are exhausted by the franchise's rinse and repeat formula. The Houston Chronicle said that this film is a copy of a copy of a copy, and IGN says that instead of a rebirth, they ended up with another lost world. Nonetheless, the movie has a 73% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and is expected to earn $260 million in its debut weekend globally. So people are still heading to the theaters to see the dinosaurs. But I want to know from you guys, is Jurassic World rebirthed, or is this the last time we'll see the dinosaurs roar before they go extinct? My opinion, I'm sick of reboots. I'm sick of sequels. I'm sick of reboots. I think that, especially when you're doing a rinse and repeat copy of a movie, and so many people online are saying that this is just literally a scene for scene shot movie, the nostalgia isn't enough for me. Just because you have updated visuals, I don't know. I don't really care to see it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments if you saw Jurassic World Rebirth and if you thought it's just the same old tired movie. But on to our last pop news segment for you guys, and this one comes in fresh from this weekend. It was one of the most iconic band breakups in history, but now they've reunited for the first time in 16 years. Yes, one of rock and roll's most iconic bands, Oasis, reunited on stage this week for the first time since 2009. The band's Britpop legacy includes 70 million records sold, 8 #1 UK singles, and 8 #1 UK records. But they also have one of the most infamous band breakups, where a backstage blowout between the two brothers, Liam and Noel, resulted in them not speaking for over a decade and the band breaking up in 2009. But now they're back with a new reunion tour and a set list that includes 24 songs, of course including Champagne Supernova and their biggest hit, Wonderwall. And fans say that this is a historic moment in music, with The Sun even comparing it to a Beatles-level comeback. So whether you always knew they'd get back together or whether you thought you'd never see the day, Oasis is officially back. So let me know what you guys think in the comments if you're Oasis fans, or if you'll be catching them when they come to tour in North America in late August and early September. But that was your pop news of the week. Again, comment down below any of your thoughts. We want to hear about it online. But coming up next, we're going to bring on our fitness expert to tell you guys about some of the essentials you can't leave home without for your workout. We'll be right back. All right. Today's guest knows her way around a yoga mat and a dumbbell rack. She's a certified yoga instructor, a certified personal trainer, and a freelance fitness writer who is passionate about making movement rewarding and fun. So whether you're a gym newbie or a fitness junkie, she's here answering all of your fitness questions and giving us a rundown of what's in her gym bag. Please welcome our special guest, Emily Elise. Let's bring her on. Hi, Emily. Can you hear me?
Hi, if you're talking, I can't hear you, unfortunately.
Okay, give me just a second. Nick, she can't hear us.
I can see myself on the screen.
She can see herself, so let's see. I was like, this is the nature of a live stream show, is that we got to see if this works. Nick, do I need to do anything on my end to have her hear me? Okay, let's test this out here. I was like, we're still testing out all of the video calls for our show, so thank you for helping us test it. And it's fun too because now I get to see your face from virtually. So let's see if we can get the sound working, see if it's on my end or her end. Okay, we're gonna break really quickly and test this out. Be right back, everyone. In. All right, today's guest knows her way around a yoga mat and a dumbbell rack. She is a yoga instructor, a certified personal trainer, and a freelance fitness writer who is all about making movement rewarding and fun. And today she's going to be answering your fitness questions and giving us a look inside her gym bag. Please welcome our special guest, Emily Elise. Hello,
Hello.
Emily. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Where are you calling from today?
I am in Milwaukee, Wisconsin today.
Milwaukee. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in on this lovely Sunday morning. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself and some of your fitness credentials.
Yes. So by day, I work in marketing, but by quote unquote night or very early morning, I am a personal trainer. I am currently a strength and conditioning coach at a local studio. And I also teach yoga on the regular too. Really love to help people get healthy and happy. And I've had these credentials since 2020 when I decided to make this plunge. I got registered to teach yoga though back in 2017 and have just really enjoyed connecting with people through fitness. It's something that I was personally passionate about, and now I like sharing it with others.
I love that. Connecting with people in fitness as well is so important. But then you also do a lot of fitness writing as well. What are some articles that you've written out there?
Yes. So I regularly contribute to Yahoo Health. So right now, I actually just sent in an article all about cold plunging. So stay tuned for that. But have written everything about from best sunglasses to use while you run to best sports sunscreens to best supplements. So a lot of testing. Have written for a couple of other places too, which has been really fun because I get to test out a lot of these things and get to
Mhm.
share that knowledge with other people.
I love that, especially when you get to experiment, but for the sake of your job. But it's like, ooh, I get to benefit from this as well. We love that. Well, we're going to
Yes.
get a little look at some of the content that you make, but also get to know a little bit more of your fitness credentials because we're going to play a quick game of this or that with some of your own Instagram follow or your own Instagram content here. So let's take a look at this first one. So the first question I have for you, Emily, is when it comes to teaching, do you prefer teaching yoga or your strength classes?
Right now, strength classes, simply it's
Mm.
a little less to remember. When you're thinking about teaching a yoga flow, there's a lot going on.
Is there? Okay, I wouldn't think about that, but I guess that makes sense. So, okay, so the strength is the move there. See, when I take my yoga class, it's almost like a dance routine that you have to learn. So, you saying that actually does make a lot of sense. So, coaching there. But now, when it comes to your own personal fitness one, do you prefer running or biking when it comes to your own personal fitness?
Ooh, well, I used to be a very big runner. I'm just starting to dabble in it again, but I would say I love to hop on the bike. It's super fun, whether it's outdoor or indoor. I'm a big Peloton girly.
Oh, the Peloton. Okay, see, I was going to say like outdoor, indoor cycling, but the Peloton is where it's at in terms of all that. Okay, so love that one there. Our next one here is another outdoor activity. Do you prefer hiking in the mountains or surfing at the beach?
Oh my gosh, hiking 100%. I used to surf growing up,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what happened when I hit my 20s and 30s, but something freaked me out. So I am laughing at that photo because I was truly panicking in the water that night.
Why? What
So keep
happened?
me out of the water now.
What did you see? Not like any animals, did you?
I did see a couple of jellyfish and people got stung, and so that freaked me out. It was mostly the size of the waves. All of a sudden, I just became a real big baby about it.
Nope, I feel that. We did an episode of like our biggest fears, and my biggest fear, the technical term is thalassophobia, which is the fear of big water or drowning, because I am not an ocean person at all. But with your hiking, didn't you just do a huge trip hiking all throughout Europe? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. So last summer, I went to Switzerland, France, and Italy and hiked through the Alps. It's a
Ooh,
trail called the Tour de Mont Blanc. So I think it's 106 miles that we did in 10 days, which was absolutely
wow.
crazy. The distance, essentially, or the elevation adds up to being three times the height of Everest. So it was a crazy feat that I didn't think that I could do. And it was incredible. We met the best people along the way. And it's really hard to describe. No photo can do those views justice.
Yeah, that sounds like 105 miles more than I'm able to do, but proud of you. Mind over matter, and I'm sure the views more than made up for it. Our last this or that actually won't be from your perspective, but I want to know, does Poppy prefer to go exercise in the snow or at the beach?
Poppy is a snow girl, and I am not. So we struggle there a little bit. She's also a little timid around the water. For being a golden retriever, you wouldn't think so. She sprints in the snow. She loves it.
She's in the right place being in Wisconsin where you do get those white winters at least. So Poppy's in
Yes.
the right place. And how old is Poppy now?
She is too, and she's good. She's watching me do this right now.
Yay! She's like, Mommy's busy right now. She'll go play outside later in a little bit.
Yes.
Well, I love that. Well, that was just a little sneak peek at some of your content and some of your credentials. But we are going to take some questions from social media and get your opinion as a fitness expert. Now, there's no right or wrong answer, more of just like what you think going on out and about in the world. And if you
All
guys
right.
are watching this live at home, comment down below any fitness questions you might have, and we'll see if we can get to them. But our first question is more of a trending thing. So, trending on TikTok are flared workout pants, where there's a very popular brand called Oneer, which was started by fitness influencer Chrissy Sella. So, what I want to know is, how do you feel about flared workout pants?
So I do love a flared workout pant, but for walking casually, maybe walking Poppy, or for doing yoga, I cannot strength train in flared workout pants. Props to people that do. They're not working for me. But I do laugh. Everything just comes back around. Flares were popular when we were growing up.
Yes, I feel like they're like, we didn't see them for so many years because they just weren't as functional. And now we're seeing them trending on TikTok that it's like, all right, trends really do come back around again. But I agree. I'm like, to me, they're so flowy that I feel like I'm tripping over them and they're almost
Yes.
more of a distraction. So your opinion is,
Yes.
for some occasions, but not everything.
Hmm.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Our next question comes from a social media viewer. So Maggie over on YouTube wants to know, what are your thoughts on Ozempic?
Ooh. So first I'll preface it by, as a personal trainer, I can't comment on diet, nutrition, or I can't advise. I can give you just general guidance. I think that is a personal choice for everyone. I definitely recommend that people start with a regular exercise routine, start to hydrate, really look at whole foods before exploring that with the guidance of a medical professional who is trained and can actually advise on your health journey.
I love that answer because Ozempic comes up a lot on our show where it's kind of like a, hey, you do you, like, everybody their choice, but make sure you're doing it safely and in a way that's not just about vanity, but also holistic health. So I love that answer. And that's why we have a fitness expert on to tell us some of these things. All right, our next question. So, fitness influencer Jen Selter went viral for her at home lymphatic massage machine. This giant machine that we see in a lot of spas, she has one in her own living room. What are some other ways we can recover from a workout for us broke people that can't afford a giant machine in our living room?
My number one tip is foam rolling. It hurts like hell, and it is definitely, proven to work. It's really getting out all of those little knots in your muscles, really hitting that fascia. It's something that I try to do every Sunday. So maybe that's something that you try to do starting into your week. Um, I follow along sometimes videos. I kind of know where I want to target. It's not super pleasant, but it's working. So those can be pretty cheap. I also am like, hit up Facebook Marketplace. People are getting rid of them all the time. Other ways that you can recover: a really good bath with Epsom salt in the bath
Mm.
can help with muscles. Stretching can help with muscles. I laugh because a lot of people avoid stretching because they think, I'm not good at stretching, I'm not flexible. But the only way you can get more flexible is by stretching. So that's definitely something that I would recommend for recovery. And then taking rest days. A lot of people don't take rest days
Mm.
anymore, and those are so, so key. So today is actually my rest day. So definitely make sure that's part of your routine.
I love that. A nice Sunday recovery day for you in that sense. I love the foam rolling tip because, in a way, this machine is just a giant automatic foam roller. So clearly, it shows all the benefits. But I have been struggling with my fascia recently. I'm in fascia recovery because it just got so frozen. And foam rolling, exactly what you say, it's not pleasant. It is painful, but it has been the key to my own personal recovery. So I'm glad you brought that one up because it's one of those things that, like, you kind of do begrudgingly, but it really is going to help with your recovery. So great answer there. All right, our next question. So fitness influencer Libby Christensen loves the Energize sports bra from Gymshark, whereas other fitness influencer Maisie Arias loves the Lux sports bra from Adidas. Is there a brand that is your go-to for sports bras? What do you love?
Yes. Okay. So I have two answers, which is really
Mm.
not a good answer. But I just discovered a brand called LSKD. They're based
Okay.
in Australia, and I have absolutely loved all of their sports bras. They have so many different styles. So depending on what type of coverage or what type of impact you're looking for, I have found the best sports bras from them. They fit like a glove. They make you look snatched. Love them. I also am a true diehard for Lululemon sports bras too. The Energy sports bra specifically is fantastic. It holds everything in. It's perfect for both low and high impact too. Their Align sports bras are really nice, but really, if you're doing something low impact like yoga or Pilates, don't try to go on a run in one of those.
And that's so helpful to know because some sports bras are meant for certain activities and not others. And I learned that the hard way. I was like, this sports bra, I'm jingle jangling everywhere, but it's because it was more for a low impact and less of a run a half marathon kind of thing. But you said KDX. What was that first brand you said?
It's LSKD. I know it stands for
LSKD.
something, and I am totally blanking. Not a great brand sponsor for them right now,
Yeah,
but
no.
their stuff is fantastic. It's well worth the price. It's definitely on the pricier side, but I've found everything from there has lasted super well.
I love that. Well, thank you for those recommendations because social media wanted to know some of those things. But coming up next, we're going to be doing a segment that you'll lead telling us all about your gym bag. So we're going to hop into that. So, you know that one friend that always just has everything ready to go in their gym bag? Well, today that friend is our guest, Emily, and she's going to be giving us the ultimate gym bag checklist for your next workout. So we're going inside of her bag to see what essentials she'll never leave without. But before we get into that, we're actually going to go check back in on our poll. So we asked you guys on social media and right here on this live stream, what is the one item that you refuse to work out without? What is the one item that you are getting in your car and turning around to go grab? So at the beginning of the show, water bottle was in the lead. But now that we started the show, sweat towel is in the lead. But if you guys want to participate in our poll, all you have to do is comment 1, 2, 3, or 4 right here into the comments. So 1, if you can't leave home without your sweat towel. Number 2, if you can't work out with deodorant. 3, if you absolutely need your water bottle. And 4, headphones. So already we're getting in some new answers here. We got another one for deodorant. So we're going to check back in on this poll. But we'll leave it up because Emily might switch up your mind with some of these items. So, Emily, of course, the first thing that you need for a gym bag is, of course, a gym bag, your duffel bag. So, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. So you definitely need something that is your size. I would say I keep like a tote bag. I don't need a full duffel unless I'm changing fully at the gym, but something that's going to keep all of your stuff. There's now a lot of bags out there, including the one that I use from a brand called Vuray, not Vuori, but Vuray. It's a different brand that they actually can slide your yoga mat right in. There's also other bags that have special
Ooh.
pockets on the bottom for your shoes if you don't want your shoes to touch everything. So definitely the essential there. I also like something that is waterproof in case for your water bottle spills.
Makes sense. I love that they're including more functionality inside just the bag outside of just a big
Mhm.
ominous hole in there. The next item in your gym bag essentials is going to be, let's see what we have here. Gym shoes. Tell us more about gym shoes because I do have a question about
Yes,
this
I
one.
actually have my gym shoes directly next
Let's
to me
see
right now.
them. I wonder what color they're
Yes,
gonna be. I was like, you give
they
me
are white and
neutrals.
pink.
Okay, cute,
Yep.
cute. I love it.
So I keep a separate pair of gym shoes that only touch indoors. I don't want them outside tracking around things because if I'm doing moves on the floor, it just kind of feels a little gross to me. It's a personal preference. especially living somewhere that it snows and rains a lot too. You get a lot of mud. So I like to keep a separate pair of gym shoes. Those live in the bag. Keep something flat if you are weightlifting. You don't want those puffed up Hokas or other kinds of running shoes right now. You really need to feel and connect with the ground when you are weightlifting. So I keep that specialized pair. So those are Nike Metcons. That's a really popular kind. I also like Lululemon has a pair of strength training shoes that I use too.
I love that because my question is, I didn't realize that you should have flat-soled shoes for, again,
Mhm.
like a sports bra, that there's different types of shoes for different things. So what's the benefit of the flat sole shoe?
Yes, it's so that you are really engaging your feet muscles because you can be overcompensating in other areas. You might not be able to balance correctly, and then that can lead to injury later on.
Makes sense. And I like how you keep them separate so you're not tracking in all that dirt and mud onto your shoes. Love that tip. The next essential item that is in fitness expert Emily Elise's gym bag is a body spray. So what body spray are you using?
Yes, so I like Tower 28's antimicrobial spray. So it just freshens up your face quite a bit after you work out. So I
Oh,
have
so it's
struggled with acne. Nope, nope. It is
oh.
a spray. It feels really nice and refreshing after. I've struggled with acne for quite a long time, and this has been super helpful after I sweat if I'm not taking a full shower or if I'm jetting off between places really quick, just to give that quick rinse of sorts. And I love that thing. It's been super helpful. TBD if it works. I mean, I feel like my face is not broken out right now, so
Yeah.
I would say it's working.
It's working. And that's another interesting thing too about considering your skincare when it comes to fitness. Because after you're done sweating, that tower spray probably is helpful for at least getting a little bit of cleanse before you go and fully shower. So I
Yeah.
like this one because that's not something that I would think about. But the next item in your gym bag is also interesting for protein packets. So what's your go-to protein?
Yes, I feel like if you have been anywhere online lately, you have seen this high protein conversation. But I love Clean Simple
Yes.
Eats protein. So it is whey based. So if you are plant based, it's probably not for you. But I really like that they have single serve packets so that you can take it on the go. Their flavors are so delicious. Their coconut cream is to die for. That's my
Ooh.
favorite one by far. But I also love birthday cake, and their creamy vanilla is just so good too. It feels like a fun little treat, and it really feels like a milkshake. And it's the first protein powder that I've had that's whey based that doesn't bother my stomach. They use some sort of enzyme in there, and it does not give me the normal protein stomach cramp issue.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because recently I got a new protein powder and at night my stomach was in such knots. I almost went to the hospital because I was like, something is eating me from the inside. It took me 2 days to be like, oh, yeah, it was the new protein powder that I tried. Why did I think of that? So some whey proteins work for me, others completely tear up my stomach, but that enzyme is the key to making sure it doesn't tear up your stomach. So I will have to try that coconut one because that sounds tasty.
It's so, so good. And if you have a creamy, like the Ninja Creamy at home, I use a lot of their protein to make protein ice cream, and it is so good.
Oh my gosh, I will have to try that because protein should be about recovery, but also a little treat for you as well, a little mix of
Mhm.
both. The next item in Emily's gym bag is, of course, a water bottle. What's your go to water bottle?
Yes, I feel like I have 10 to 15 water bottles, and my husband's always complaining that the whole pantry is stocked with just my
Yeah.
water bottles. Right now, I have this fun little one from Brewmate. I really like their
Cute.
stuff. It's just really nice to have. I also have a couple of blender bottles from Blender Bottle that are nice. I like my Nalgene too, depending on what
Mm.
I'm doing and where I'm setting my water bottle. So this one for the straw is not as great for on the go
Hmm.
necessarily, because I don't want it to spill out. So Nalgene's really nice for that.
I like that. And you, again, that's one of our poll options. So if you can't leave home without a water bottle, make sure you're commenting down below and taking our poll. I think the water bottle was number 3 if that's your item that you can't leave without. But the next essential in Emily's gym bag is, of course, hair ties. Can't leave without a hair tie. And you have some long hair, so that checks out.
Yes, exactly. Got to throw it up.
Yes. And the next item in your gym bag is going to be a notebook. So what are you writing in your notebook that you would need to bring to the gym?
Yes. So a lot of times I'll kind of fluctuate between a notebook or my phone, depending where I'm at. But I am writing down what I'm doing at the gym, how many reps I'm doing, what weight I'm at, so that then the next time that I go to do that workout, I can assess, okay, this is where I was last time. Maybe I start with that weight. Maybe I see if I want to level up today. Maybe I want to add a rep or two, and then I track it over time. So a lot of times people will just throw together random workouts, which is great. I'm happy that you're sweating, that you're moving, that you're, progressing. But really, one of the keys to building strength, if you're looking to build strength specifically, is progressive overload so that you are working with that same routine week to week to week for 4 to 6 weeks. And you are adding weight progressively, you're overloading your muscles so that you can actually see your growth. So I have to track it down because otherwise, sometimes I can go to the gym and I'm like, did I pick up this pound of dumbbell or this pound of dumbbell? So it's nice to see and to be able to track. And then if I'm feeling a little bit stagnant in my workout, I can go back to that notebook too and say, oh, this is a good workout. I remember doing this and really liking it and going back to that one. Yep. Yes. Okay. Perfect.